Welcome to week 1 of Me Made May. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knitted by Whitney YouTube channel. This is going to be a bit of a surprise for you because when I did my initial Me Made May video talking about my plans for the month, I said that I was just going to have that intro video with my plans and then a video at the end of the month going over my experience of participating in Me Made May for the first time. And we're not at the end of the month of May yet. And here's a video for you. Well, I made the pretty quick decision to do weekly updates via YouTube about how I'm doing Me Made May because I've been compiling my footage from the past week and editing it all together, and it's already kind of long. And I thought, I think I would rather do weekly videos that can be in more bite-sized chunks rather than put everything together at the end of the month and potentially have to compromise the amount of footage that I have in order to keep it at a watchable amount of time. So I thought, let's just do these weekly videos. And I'm happy that I've made that decision. And I think you folks are going to like it a lot too, because it's going to be more bite-sized rather than one huge chunk of a video that, let's be honest, it takes a long time to watch. So I'm just gonna give you a little lowdown on what you're gonna see in the following footage, and then I'll come back again at the end and wrap up everything that happened in the first week of May. So first off, yes, I managed to wear one handmade piece every single day in May. In fact, there were a couple of days where I had started off in one outfit and I wanted to just be cozier at the end of the day after work, and I ended up choosing a handmade piece to wear in my relaxed clothes. So if I was changing into my sweatpants, instead of putting on a store-bought t-shirt, I put on a knitted t-shirt. Or right now, I've changed out of the outfit that I was wearing for day 8 of Me Made May, which was a dressier outfit, and I wanted to be relaxed and casual. I chose to wear a store-bought shirt with my Arcuate vest, which is a handmade piece. And I'm really loving how Me Made May is not feeling performative. It is feeling very intentional, and it's making me reach for my handmade pieces more often than I did when I wasn't making it part of my daily routine to wear something that I've made. So I'm really happy about that. I felt really good about that. And on the flip side of what I wanted to do this month, when it comes to my sewing challenge, I had challenged myself to make a couple of pieces. I have started on 2 pieces. So I ended up not doing the Estella skirt. I found a tutorial through Rosary Apparel, who unfortunately her patterns are not size inclusive, but she does have some tutorials that give you patterns that you can make that are just based on measurements and calculations, and I have chosen to follow one of her YouTube tutorials. So I'll link that in the description box below so that you can also check that out. But it is for a gathered waist, elasticated waist skirt, and I am choosing to add a ruffle onto the bottom to make it mimic the Estella skirt. But it is just a gathered waist with an elasticated waist and some pockets, and it's just like an A-line gathered skirt. So I'm just kind of taking that and making it work for what I want by adding the ruffle. And I did use another YouTube tutorial to help me with the ruffle, which I will also link below. And I got started on that project, but I had a little bit of a hiccup with the skirt. So I ran out of thread and I was not able to get more thread. So that one has now been put on pause. And in week 2, you will see me working on a different sewing project. So now that I've given you a little bit of a lowdown, check out the footage from week 1 of Me Made May. It's day 1 of Me Made May, and yes, I forgot to put my microphone on, but hopefully I'll remember in the next one of these that I do. But for May 1st, this is my Me Made outfit. I have included my 03 ribbed cami as my piece that I have made myself in order to style this outfit. This dress is new to my closet. I got my mom to pick it up for me when she was down in Florida this past winter. If you heard that noise, that was the local pheasant. But I decided to put my 03 rib cami over it, kind of like a vest, because this dress isn't exactly work appropriate. It's kind of off the shoulder. It's got some little cutouts right here, so I thought I would make it more appropriate by putting my tank top on as a vest. And then I thought I wanted to put on a little belt to kind of give me a nice waistline here. Also, I can clip my badge for work on here, so then it's right handy for me. I don't know how long the belt will stay on because it depends on comfort level. I have styled it with some little brown ankle boots just to kind of go in with the belt, keep kind of like a western-y type vibe because this is a really big full skirt. And of course, my green hat. It is one of my favorite pieces. This is from Coringal, Australia, which is a hat company, and this is 100% wool hat, and it's perfect for any type of cold-ish day that's not windy. And so far it's not very windy, so hopefully that'll be good for today. And this completes my first outfit for Me Made May. Day 2 of Me Made May, and this is my outfit today. It's a little colder today, so I chose one of my favorite handmade pieces, my romance cardigan. I have paired it with some of my light jeans that have a bit of embroidery on the side, and I've just worn a little tank top underneath. That button just popped open. I do love this cardigan. I have a little bit of a gripe with it because it is a V-neck and because I have very sloped shoulders and because I knit this with neutral ease, it tends to slide off of my shoulders if I wear it open. So I tend to wear it buttoned up. And most of the time the buttons stay closed. There is one buttonhole that I forgot to reinforce, so that one does pop open a little bit more. And the top button doesn't close because it's too wide because it's up the V-neck. I forgot to start the buttons until down here. But this is my outfit today. Hi. Hi, buddy boy. Rooster's here too. It's day 3 of Me Made May, and today I'm wearing my souffle. My outfit is a little extra today, and I am so here for it because I paired my souffle with this linen dress that I have made myself. So we have a double Me Made May outfit today, and of course there's added pockets. I made this dress for my best friend's Jane Austen murder mystery party a couple of years ago, and it's just your typical Regency day dress, but mine's a little shorter, so it works as like a cottagecore dress too. And I thought it looked so great with the souffle because the puffy sleeves of the dress are kind of helping the souffle stand out. And I just thought it was a really fun and playful swooshy outfit for today. I knew this was going to happen for one of the days of Me Made May. I'm in such a rush, so this is the video you get of showing off my outfit. I am wearing my Radiate sweater. There goes Rue in the background. This is the sweater that started my podcast. It's the very first object I ever showed. I'm wearing it with some denim overalls, some sneakers, and some socks that some friends gave me. It says, "These are your birthday socks." And these are the friends that we're going to see this morning. We're going to their house for brunch, and I wore this outfit because they have small children, and I wanted to make sure that whatever I was wearing was machine washable, even if it's made by me. I'm also wearing these really cute tulip earrings by my favorite little calico clay. All right, I gotta go to brunch. See you later. It's day 5 of Me Made May, and I'm at home today. I have the day off, so I am just lounging around in something comfortable. I just got out of the shower, I have no makeup on, and I am wearing my O3 ripped cami, which is something that I've already worn one day so far for Me Made May. But like I said, I'm happy to have duplicates because that shows me which of my handmade pieces I really, really love. I've layered it under a white linen shirt, which is my favorite store-bought piece that I have in my wardrobe. So much so that I bought a second one recently because I had a little bit of a scare with this. I wore it under a dark red dress when I went to go see Pride and Prejudice in theaters, and it turned pink. But thankfully, I was able to get all of the pink dye off of it, and I have since given that dress a really good wash in the washer on its own, and hopefully there won't be any more dye runoff. But I'm also wearing it with these green pants. They're nice and stretchy. I wear them for work a lot, but sadly there's no pockets, which does drive me nuts. And it's spring, so that means it's Birkenstock season. So I am training my feet to wear my Birkenstocks again. So I have on a pair of Birkenstocks, and that completes my look for day 5. Day 1 of sewing is done. Also, Bennett's here. He looks cute. Hey, Bennett. Hi, pretty boy. Yeah, you're a pretty boy. Yes, sewing day 1. Well, I do feel confident in my sewing abilities. I learned a new skill. I learned how to troubleshoot a new skill. I don't have any completed projects, which is fine. Like, I don't need to finish a project in a day. I do wonder if this is a cursed project. So let me tell you what I've been working on. Bye, Bennett. So last night I cut out fabric for my Liseron top and for my untitled skirt. And I decided that I'm going to follow a tutorial for a gathered skirt that includes pockets in the side seams, and it does a gathered waist as well as that waist is encasing elastic. I'm going to add on to that one. That one's just like a basic A-line gathered skirt. And I'm going to add on to that pattern a ruffled hem. That's what I've decided that I would like to do. It looks very similar to the Estella skirt that I said I was possibly going to make. But I feel like based on the fact that I made my button front skirt following a video tutorial before, and that was very successful, I'm going to do the same thing with my skirt that I'm trying to make this time around. And the ruffle was pretty easy. I followed a suggested guide that the Stitchery did, and I decided to do a ruffle that is 2 times the width of my skirt. So the waist of the skirt is one measurement, the hem of the skirt is another measurement, and the ruffle is another measurement. So everything is building and building and building, kind of like those like donut toys that toddlers play with, where the bottom one is just bigger and bigger and bigger. So hopefully this will all work. But the problems that I encountered today is last night I cut out my fabric and I am using 100% linen. And while I love linen as a natural material, I really don't mind the wrinkles and I love it for its ease of use as a beginner, it's very prone to fraying. And I found a tutorial. Well, really, I saw a YouTube short that showed you that you could basically overlock your edges using just your sewing machine. This probably looks really bad. Let's see if I can hold it closer and kind of like hide my face a bit. Please don't mind the fact that everything is in rough shape. But I started today by overlocking or overstitching technically, because I'm just using a regular sewing machine. I don't have access to a serger or an overlocker. So I was doing this just with a special setting on my machine. I have a beginner sewing machine. This is a Singer M3500. It was a cheap sewing machine from Canadian Tire. It is not a great sewing machine, but I got it when I was just learning and getting back into sewing. I had previously done sewing in school, and we'd used obviously good machines in school, but I wasn't ready to commit to the price that you need to pay for a very good quality machine. I also now know Singer's not as good of a brand as it used to be. Brother or Genome are the better quality machines. So next year, probably I'm going to invest in a really good one / ask my mom and my husband to go in on it together for me as a Christmas gift, hopefully next year. Because this one, I think I am outstripping what it's capable of, and I think it's holding me back to being able to do better things. But I did work on a couple of pieces. I managed to overthread or overstitch the waistband, the pockets, and one of the ruffle pieces. I have two that need to be sewn together. So the other piece, I've overstitched just the short edge, but the long edge hasn't been done yet. So, and the reason that I have stopped there is because I ran out of thread, and I have to show you how close I am to the end of this thread, because I couldn't believe that I got that close. So, yep, I cannot sew anymore. I need to get more thread, and I was winding up my bobbin again because my bobbin keeps running out because this overstitch uses predominantly bobbin thread. So I was watching it go down and down and down, and now I know I need more of this, but I can't go get any because we're currently having car trouble and our car had to be towed and it's currently being worked on. So I don't know when I'm going to get any more green thread. So even though I'm going to hopefully be sewing more this week, it will not be on my green skirt. It will have to be on something else. So I'm thinking that next, because I already have my Lizaron top already cut out, and I have plenty of white thread. I have like the extra large Gutermann spool of white thread. I will start to overstitch all of the pieces of my Lizaron top. So kind of wanted to work on the skirt. I felt pretty confident about the skirt because it's very similar to what I did before. It seemed pretty straightforward. Everything is very like cut and straight and everything. That's why when you saw me cutting it out, if I include that footage, pretty much everything was just measuring rectangles and cutting out rectangles. So I have to let this sit for a while, which is kind of disappointing because I was feeling like it took me all day to get into a groove because I had those problems with the overlocking and the overstitching and the bobbin thread just kind of throwing up on the back. And I did get some suggestions on how to fix that. The number one issue was increasing the tension on my machine, rethreading the bobbin, rethreading the top thread. If your bobbin is spun too loosely, just winding a brand new bobbin, making it tighter, and cleaning out the base where the bobbin is. So I did most of those things. I did have to wind a new bobbin at one point, and once I wound a new bobbin, that was tighter, so I had to decrease my tension for the top stitch back down. But I was just playing around with different things until I got it to work. And then by the end, I was on a roll, and I was really disappointed that I had to stop, but that's what happens. So on the bright side, I got my Tide sweatshirt in the mail today, so I was really happy about that. and we may or may not stay up tonight to watch the game. They're in Vancouver tonight, and the game is at 7 PST, which means that it's at 11 Atlantic time. So probably we're going to see if we can do it, if we can stay up late, because we'll be working from home this week since we don't have a car, which means that we can sleep in a little bit more. But I don't know. We have trouble staying up until 11, let alone until 1 a.m. when the game will be over. So we'll wait and see. But I guess I can't do any more sewing, so I'm going to go back to knitting, and I will catch up with you again. Bye. Good morning, day 6 of Me Made May. I am unexpectedly at home because we currently have some car trouble and our car had to be towed, and we don't live on a bus route, so we are kind of stuck at home if we don't have a car. But I'm taking advantage of that, and I'm getting very comfortable today. I am wearing 2 Me Made pieces. I'm wearing my navy souffle. Hi, Rue. Which I have been wanting to wear because I've been wearing my pink one a lot and I absolutely love it. And it reminded me how much I love my short sleeve version as well. So I thought I'd pull that out of the drawer today. Layered with my Arcuate vest just because it can get a little chilly in the house, especially if I have a window open for a nice breeze. So I thought I wanted to layer up just to keep a little bit of extra warmth. And I've worn it with a pair of tapered linen pants. These are really comfortable. They've got a nice stretchy waist, and to me they're just like a little step up from sweatpants, just because my sweatpants still kind of feel like I want to lounge on the couch all day. I do want to do a little bit of work today, so having these feels like sweatpants, but also makes me feel like I have dressed for the day. And of course I've accessorized it with my slippers. So this is my outfit today. See you tomorrow. Day 7 of Me Made May, and it is cold and rainy outside, and the car trouble saga continues. So this is my outfit today. I put on my red lento sweater just because it's soft and cozy. I've paired it with some black leggings and just a pair of sneakers. So I just need to be comfy and cozy today. Hopefully things don't get too much worse with the car saga, but you know, we'll find out. I have paired it with my Rose Apothecary hat and some little calico clay earrings. So that's my outfit for day 7. So that was my first week of officially participating in Me Made May, and I'm ridiculously proud of myself. Not only did I wear a handmade piece every single day, but there was even a day, 2 days actually, where I wore 2 handmade pieces. And I feel really excited about the variety that I brought to the outfits. I did repeat items. I did wear my O3 rib cami twice, but like I mentioned in the footage, I'm actually really glad that I wore at least one piece more than once because it shows me which pieces in my wardrobe are the most loved and that really show what I want to wear in my handmade wardrobe so I can focus my making energy in that particular style. So I did wear that top twice. I'm probably going to wear it more this month. It is one of my favorite pieces. And I think one of the reasons why I wear that one so much, or I am wearing it so much now, is because I finished that in November and it's a summer tank top. So I've been finding all kinds of creative ways to wear it in a way that layered it. And now that we're getting into the summertime, I am going to be able to wear it on its own, and I'm really excited about that. So it's still a fresh piece in my wardrobe. It still feels really new, even though I finished it back in November. I also am really proud of the fact that the way that I wore my handmade pieces this month is quite different than how I've worn them before. Other than my lento sweater being paired with leggings, which you could probably tell in that day I was not having a good day. So I just needed something comfortable and cozy, and I just needed something easy. So I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not feeling bad about myself that I had to have an easy day, that I wasn't creative with my outfit that day. It was a hard day. I'm just happy that I managed to wear a handmade piece that day. But with the other days, I was feeling really excited about the outfits that I put together. I'm especially excited about the outfit that I wore pairing my souffle and my sewn Regency Day dress because I had so much fun in that dress, and I ended up wearing it for the entire day, even like sitting in our backyard, enjoying the sunshine at the end of the day. I did take the souffle off at that point because it was really hot, but I loved just lounging in that linen dress. It's so comfortable and it's so easy to wear. And because cottagecore is a really popular style right now, it fits the vibe and it doesn't feel costumey on its own when I have all the trappings like I had when I wore it to my friend's party a couple of years ago. That definitely made it look like a costume, but wearing it just isn't in an everyday look, especially I wore it with a belt underneath the souffle. I felt that it was really current and really modern in the way that I styled it, and especially with like Adidas sneakers, right? But I was just really, really excited about that outfit, and I am pretty sure you're going to see me in that dress again later this month because I absolutely loved wearing it, and I can't wait to wear more. As for the sewing, I had a couple setbacks this week, but it's okay. I can keep going again on a different project next week, and hopefully eventually we'll get our car fixed or we'll get a rental to help us through the period of time without our car, and I can get some more green thread so I can keep working on that ruffled skirt because I feel very confident about that project. But I was working on the Liz Laurent top earlier today and recording footage for it, and I feel really good about that one too. So fingers crossed. And that wraps up this week 1 wrap up of Me Made May. Thank you so much for sticking it out until the end, and I hope you're just as excited for next week's update as I am. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It really means a lot to me. While you're here, it would help my channel if you could like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please leave me a comment below. Let me know something that you liked about my week 1 progress, one of my outfits that you really liked, if you're doing Me May as well, and let's have a great conversation in the comments. As always, if you would like to support my channel, I do include a link to my Ravelry wish list in the description box below. If you'd like to give me a tip, you could buy me a pattern on Ravelry, but there's no pressure to do so, only if you would like to. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope you all take care, and see you in the next one.